I never thought the day I got the keys to my first house would be the same day my own mother handed me a summons. My name is Nora Quinn, and for 29 years I'd been the responsible one. The one who never asked for handouts, who paid her own way through college, who quietly stacked every overtime check into a savings account while my little sister Lila lived like the world owed her a red carpet. Growing up, Dad, Victor, ruled the house like a king who'd already decided which princess got the castle. Mom, Clara, kept the peace by pretending the favoritism didn't exist. I learned early, don't rock the boat, just row harder than everyone else. 6 years. No vacations, no new clothes, no eating out unless it was a coworker's birthday, and I couldn't escape. I lived on rice and frozen vegetables so I could watch that down payment fund climb. When I finally closed on a modest 3-bedroom Craftsman with peeling blue paint and a porch swing, I cried in the empty living room like an idiot, happy tears for once. 3 nights later, I was painting the kitchen a soft sage when my phone exploded. My best friend Tessa sent a screenshot of Lila's public Instagram story. When your older sister steals the inheritance grandma earmarked for your future and buys her dream house instead, loudly crying face, broken heart, so proud of her though upside down face. Underneath, 400 likes and strangers calling me a monster. Before I could process it, Dad's name flashed on the screen. Nora, we're filing papers tomorrow, he said, voice cold as steel. That money was meant for Lila's first home. You knew that? I knew no such thing, I whispered. I used my own salary. Every cent is documented. A pause. Then, that house belongs to your sister. We'll see you in court. I laughed, one sharp, broken sound, because what else do you do when your parents declare war over something that was never real? They actually did it. They hired an attorney who spun a fairy tale about a verbal family understanding that Grandma, before she died, had secretly promised Lila a bigger slice of the pie. 0 paperwork. 0 witnesses on their side. Just decades of them treating Lila like the fragile chosen one and me like the pack mule who should be grateful for the honor. My cousin Gabe and Aunt Sophia remembered things differently. They remembered Victor begging Grandma on her deathbed to rewrite the will so Lila would get more. Grandma refused. My girls are equal, she'd said. Always were, always will be. Gabe and Sophia were ready to swear to it. Still, the weeks before trial were hell. Lila tried to let herself into my house twice, once with a copied key, once peering through windows like a stalker, until a neighbor's Ring camera caught her and the police showed up. I didn't press charges. I just added the footage to the evidence pile and changed every lock. Court days smelled like lemon polish and dread. Victor sat ramrod straight in a suit he only wore to funerals. Clara dabbed her eyes with a tissue she never actually used. Lila wore pastel like she was auditioning for Victim of the Year. Their lawyer painted me as the greedy older sister who'd robbed poor delicate Lila of her future. My attorney, Reese Park, waited until they were done, then calmly shredded them. Bank records, tax returns, time-stamped deposits. Aunt Sophia on the stand, voice shaking with anger. Victor asked my mother to disinherit Nora. She told him no, said she'd haunt him if he ever tried it. Gabe followed, repeating Grandma's exact words about fairness. When Reese played the security footage of Lila rattling my doorknob at midnight, whispering, "It's basically mine anyway," the courtroom went dead quiet. Even the bailiff raised an eyebrow. The judge, an older woman with 0 patience for nonsense, didn't deliberate long. "Case dismissed with prejudice," she said, gavel cracking like a gunshot. The court finds no evidence of any designated fund, no breach of agreement, and a disturbing pattern of entitlement from the plaintiffs. Ms. Quinn keeps her home, full stop. Do not darken my docket with this again. Victor's face turned purple. Clara finally used that tissue. Lila wailed loud enough for the next county to hear. In the hallway, Dad grabbed my arm. "You're tearing this family apart." I looked him in the eye for the first time in months. "No, Dad. You did that the second you decided love came with a price tag." I walked out into sunlight that felt brand new. That night, Tessa and my coworker Jonah carried pizza and cheap champagne into my house. We toasted on the porch swing while fireflies blinked like they were applauding. The blue paint still needed work, the floors still creaked, But every corner finally felt safe. Blood might tie you to people, but it doesn't obligate you to let them rob you blind. I kept the house. I kept my spine. And for the first time in my life, I kept the peace, my peace, without apologizing for it. If you've ever had to fight the people who were supposed to love you most, drop your city in the comments. You're not alone. Hit subscribe, because some stories need to be told loud.